Ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago I was scrolling through the comment section of my latest video. The title, Injured by Chopin, was quite direct, I admit, but the underlying message was equally straightforward. A young, professional pianist had to interrupt her first studio recording session after only 3 hours due to the clear signs of inflammation in her arm and hand. How normal do we consider this? And adding to that, a studio session is typically marked by numerous interruptions, breaks, which apparently weren't enough to protect such young talent from harm during a 4-hour session. What would happen if someone were to play Chopin for a continuous 3 hours? And what would happen if it were a recording session of etudes by Liszt, Saint-Saëns or Hertz? I mean, generally challenging music within the context of that era, to which Chopin's music, to the surprise of many today, simply did not belong. But let's not dwell on that. I want to focus on one comment that caught my attention. The suggestion was made whether it would be possible to convince someone to record the etudes in 2 ways. One recording adhering to the principles of the WBMP whole beat metronome practice, essentially half the literal tempo, and another version in the modern interpretation of metronome markings, SB or single beat. The etudes in whole beat have already been recorded by Alberto. Maybe you didn't know that already. More than a year ago, in fact, and they will be released in 2024, initially on CD. However, there are 2 other aspects to this open and beautiful wish. First, are the etudes even possible at the modern tempo? Annie Guttler actually provides a clear answer in her video. The first etude already appears almost to be impossible, as we learn, but what about the rest? But let's not dwell on that either. The question that stuck with me is this: can a musician today truly choose to perform the etudes in whole beat? The spontaneous answer that likely comes to mind also for you is, of course, why not? But I wonder if it's that simple. Yes, everything in life is a choice, that's true. But recording the etudes in whole beat, or even playing them in whole beat, marks a very clear choice. Because by doing so, the musician is, in essence, suggesting that the whole beat approach deserves a fair chance in the search for historical correctness. And yes, I can already now anticipate some responses that no one would make such a recording except Alberto because the WBMP is nonsense. But is that the real reason? What would happen if someone genuinely made that decision? Or, let's put it more sharply, what if a student decided to perform the etudes in whole beat for their master's exam? Would the jury congratulate them for their choice and award them their diploma? Or what would happen if someone chose to present a lecture on this whole beat principle at the Chopin competition, linking it to performances in this manner? Would we see them on stage in Warsaw? I don't think so. Yes, again, everything is a choice in life, but perhaps musicians today live with the illusion that they have absolute freedom in how they interpret music from the past. Maybe we have become so accustomed to the expectations and pressures of the musical system that we no longer realize that, fundamentally, we have much less freedom than we might think. Perhaps we are living in a golden cage, but have forgotten that we are confined. We no longer see the golden bars. Is it time to break free from this? I sincerely hope so. It would also mean that musicians like Annie Guttler finally have the choice to perform without harming their bodies. And it would pave the way for that double recording. Although I'm quite certain that someone involved in playing the Chopin etudes in whole beat will no longer consider the faster recording, if it's even possible. If you've enjoyed this video and want to have me make more, Please consider supporting this channel by becoming a member of our Patreon page. You'll find not only a great community, but also hours of content as I upload every month a 30-minute podcast, post practicing sessions, organ concerts, updates on the projects, as you even get to meet me in person every 2 months in a hangout. Link in the description box. And while you visit the Patreon page, click on the video that appears on screen right now because it tremendously helps in growing this channel. Thank you.